Hey guys, welcome back. No, it's been quite a bit since I made one of these, but I figure it's been a while. It's giving me read time to coop. Been playing a lot of Magic lately, which kind of, you know, it's whatever. But I've been really trying to really encompass Flesh and Blood a lot again, and it's been paying off, I guess, because I got the mat from the generic one, like the general one, not the Imperial Edict one, but I think this one looks much better. I've gotten cold foils. Oh man, it's been beautiful. But today, I want to go over my favorite deck that I have, my favorite hero of all time. She's just beautiful. It's Levia. Levia. I love me brutes. Chain is no longer getting a deck tech. I know some people were looking forward to that, but Chain just kind of fell from grace along with Oldhim and Kano, but I love Levia. She's my favorite hero of all time, and today she's getting her deck tech. So, if you didn't know, Levia is a 4 intellect, 20 health hero, which reads, if a card with 6 or more attacks has been put into your banish zone this turn, you lose blood debt until end of turn, which is beautiful with her, with what the deck looks like. Yeah, so basically you want to play a bunch of brute stuff, get a whole banish stuff from your graveyard into your banish zone, and hit a 6 every turn so you don't lose a bunch of health to blood debt. This is one of the most high-risk, high-reward decks that I know of that you can build currently. The Emperor or the Yoji might take that, but basically if you don't get your card in banish per turn, you're going to be losing a lot of health. So you're either going to kill your opponent really fast or kill yourself really fast, because blood debt accumulates and it really adds up. So there's a hero. Equipment loadout, pretty simple. Not too complex, not running any legendaries or anything. But you can always run like Crown and the Skull Cap and I guess Tunic if you really wanted to, but it's not really needed. Basically good stuff. So the weapons I'm running, I'll throw that in here too. So the weapons I'm running, I'm mainboarding the Mandible Claws. Mandible Claws are a 2 cost 3 attack weapon that says for 2 attack once per turn action for 2 resources you can attack. But if you've discarded a card with 6 or more attack this turn, they gain go again. Now these two grow great with one of the main combo lines and combo pieces in the deck, and it's brutal. It's called Brute for a reason, but these can be really good, especially if you have the right combos out. But on the sideboard for weapons, I run the Meat Axe. You really only want to play this into Icelander and Kano because you're not going to be putting a lot of cards in grave from like blocking, or you're mainly going to be pitching against them. So basically it reads once per turn action 2 attack. Whenever you attack with the Meat Axe, you draw then discard a random card. If it had 6 or more attack, it gains +2 attack until end of turn. My camera's a little fuzzy, but it reads 3. So if you discard a card with 6 or more attack, it becomes 5. So pretty good. Alright, headpiece. So the headpiece I'm running is the Hope Merchant's hood. Hope Merchant's is really good because it lets you shuffle any number of cards from your hand into your deck and draw that many. So it's essentially a refresh. So if you draw a quadra at hand or a hand you're not going to be able to do very much with, it really helps with that and kind of prevents you from bricking. Yeah, so there's that. Bark Bone Strapping, easily one of the best brute equipments. Basically, it's an instant roll a die. Roll a 6-sided die. You get resources equal to half the result when you down. So let's say I'm in a pinch. I need like 2 resources. So I'm hoping for a 4 to a 6. And I roll a 1. So if you roll a 1, you get no resources. But if I roll a 6, I get 3 resources. If I roll a 5, it's rented down so I get 2 resources. It also has it also blocks 1 with Battle Worn, so it can always help out in a little tough situation. I'm wearing the Gambler's gloves and the Scab Skin package. So gloves says anytime you roll a d6, anytime a hero will roll a die, crack it and make them re-roll. This is fantastic. It's not needed, but if you're running Scab Skins, you should probably be running the Gambler's gloves. Next is, of course, Scab Skins. Once per turn action, roll a d6. You gain action points equal to have the result rounded down. So action points are different than resources. There's been a lot of confusion at my LGS lately about how this works. So you roll a die again. Let's say I roll this. I get 1. Bad news bears. Crack gloves. Reroll. Okay, well, we don't talk about that, but reroll. There we go. Yeah, so very high risk, high reward deck. Also has Battle Worn block too, so that's fantastic. Then on the sideboard for equipment, I'm running Goliath Gauntlet and Hooves of the Shadow Beast. Shadow Beast is essentially, God, I can't even remember what this does. It's really bad Scab Skins, because anytime you banish a card with 6 or more attack, you can break it and gain an action point, and it has Battle Worn and it blocks for 1. And then Goliath Gauntlet is destroy it. Your next attack action with cost 2 or greater gets +2 attack. So kind of good for just pushing damage, but most of the time I'm just gonna be running the gloves and scabbies. So into the main deck itself, running 2 red and 2 blue and Dread Screamer. This card is phenomenal. It's an all-around beast. Because it's a 2 cost, 6 attack, which is amazing. So the red is for attack, and the blues are exclusively for pitching. Here, let's turn the light on. I think that's why it's a little crummy in here. There we go. Beautiful light. So yeah, so the blue are for pitching, the red are for attacking. So the red is a 6 attack that says, as an additional cost to play, you banish 3 random cards from your graveyard. If you hit a card with 6 or more attack, it gains go again. Attack 6, cost 2, blocks 3. Incredible card. Incredible card. Next, I'm running 2 red and 1 blue Hungering Slaughter Beast. Red attacks for 7, and blue, again, is exclusively for pitch. A majority of this deck, or a big portion of this deck, is exclusively for pitching because brutes are a very resource-intensive deck. But it reads, as an additional cost, banish 3 random cards from your graveyard, and it has Blood Debt. Oh yes, how could I forget about Blood Debt? The most important mechanic in this deck. It says if this card is in your banish zone at the end of your turn, you take 1 damage. It hurts so much. Like, it accumulates. It gets bad really fast. But with Levia's ability, being able to turn that off on a whim is just amazing. Yep, so attacks for 7, costs 2, blocks 3. Impeccable. Next, I'm running 2 Boneyard Marauder. 1 cost, 6 attack with block 3. As an additional cost, you have to banish 3 random cards from your graveyard with Blood Debt. That's the majority of the deck is going to have to be banishing 3 cards from your graveyard. But everything's random, so keep that in mind. So you can't pick and choose. Next is one of the most just straight up powerful cards in the deck in terms of attack value is Endless Maw. It does cost 3, so a little pricey, but as an additional cost, banish 3 random cards. Now, the second line is really important and also really good. If a card with 6 or more attack has been put into your banish zone this way, give it +3. So it's a 3 cost 9 attack. And it's always almost going to be a 9 attack. And it blocks for 3 with Blood Debt. Just incredible card. Next is one of my favorite cards in the deck, Unworldly Bellow. So it's a 1 cost, as an additional cost, banish 3 random cards. And if a card with 6 or more attacks has been put into your, let's see. Oh, nope. Doesn't say that. It says your next brute or shadow attack action gets +4, which is powerful as hell, right? So if you go Unworldly Bellow, pitching a blue. So if you pitch a blue, you'll have 2 resources floating. Then let's say you have a red in hand, right? Pitch that for 3. You go Endless Maw, banishing 3 from Bellow, and then banishing another 3 from Maw. So you have to have at least 6 cards in your graveyard to do this. But you're probably gonna hit the 6 off of Maw, so that's gonna go 9 plus 4 is 13 damage with 2 cards and 4 resources. That's just the power of Brute right there. Amazing, blocks 3, incredible. All the cards that can block 3, but there's a big majority of this, not big majority, a big portion of this deck that just cannot block, and that kind of sucks sometimes. Here we go, Mark of the Beast, one of the best attacks in the deck. It says if it would be put in your graveyard from anywhere, banish it instead. 6 attack, 2 cost, block 3. You can use it to attack, but you're mainly going to be using it to turn off Blood Debt. So if you attack with it, it goes to your grave, it hits your graveyard, but immediately banishes itself due to its ability, which turns off Blood Debt with Levia. So this card is always going to turn off Blood Debt. Next, it's Graveling Growl. The big downside with this is you can only play it if you've banished a card with 6 or more attack this turn from your graveyard. So a popular combo in this deck is Dread Screamer getting the 6 attack into Graveling Growl from Arsenal. Like, that's just powerful right there. But it's a 1 cost, 6 attack, 3 block card. That's a yellow. It's a utility. Next is going to be Convulsions from the Bellows of Hell. It's mainly in here for pitch, but the ability is useful too, I guess. As an additional cost, you have to banish 3 random cards from your graveyard. And if a card with 6 or more attack has been put this way, your next Brute attack gets +1 and Dominate. So Dominate means you can only block with 1 card from hand. You can still block with his Arsenal and Equipment, but the 1 card is really brutal. I'm going to be saying that a lot because it's Brute. This is kind of what it's designed to do. But it's a 3-pitch block 3. That's its main purpose. Next, we go into Pulping. It's a 2 cost, 6 attack that says draw a card and discard a random card. And if 6 or more has been put in this, discarded this way, it gains Dominate. And it says when Pulping is defended by less than 2 non-equipment cards, it has Go again. So basically, it reads draw, discard, if it's 6 or more, go again. That's pretty much what Pulping reads. The big downside is that it can't block, which is fine. Next is Swing Big. So if it's a 3 cost 8 attack, 2 cost 8 attack that blocks 3, and it reads if it doesn't hit, the defending player makes a Quicken token. And a Quicken token means your next weapon or attack action gains Go again, basically. But it's almost always going to hit. There's a couple times when it's not going to, but that's okay. Now, legit, one of the most powerful cards in the deck is Blood Rush Bellow. 1 cost action that says, as an additional cost, you have to discard a random card. Your Brute attacks gain +2 attack this turn, and if the card had 6 or more attack, draw 2 cards, and it gains Go again. Now, Blood Rush Bellows pairs really well with Beast Within, which is a 3 cost 6 attack that says if it's been put in your graveyard anywhere other than the combat chain, banish the top card of your deck and lose a life. If it had 6 or more, it goes in your hand. So pretty much, you play Blood Rush Bellow, discard Beast Within, and you keep banishing. But once you hit that 6 attack, it not only goes in your hand, it gets +2 and it turns off Blood Debt if you haven't already. So these 2 paired with Levia and the Mandible Claw, it's just beautiful because you can go Blood Rush, discard Beast Within, get any 6 attack basically, swing big I guess, turn off Blood Debt, then use your resources to attack with Mandible Claw for 5. Like, it's just a big combo turn, and your opponent's gonna quiver every time they see you play this, discard this. It's a madhouse. Next is Barraging Beatdown. Good card, 0 cost, 3 block, brute action. You can use it for pitch and its ability. This is one of those cards that you can do both with. But your next brute attack gains, when this card is defended by less than 2 non-equipments, it gains +3 and Intimidate, which means you banish a random card from your opponent's hand face down with Go Again. So, much like Pulping, it's beautiful. So, if they don't block with 2 cards from hand, it's just the way they word it is just a weird way of saying if they don't block with 2 cards from hand, it gets +3. The red gives force +4, but the yellow is good enough for this list because it pitches and gives the bonus. One of my favorite ways to win in this deck is Reckless Swing, a 0 cost, 3 pitch brute defense reaction. It blocks for 4, and it says as an additional cost, discard a random card. If it had 6 or more attack, deal 2 damage to the attacking hero. So if it's at the end of the game, you have a card in Arsenal, right? You have a card in Arsenal, and they're at 2 life or 1 life, and they're going to attack you, and you say no blocks, but defense reaction. You're gonna, I did that backwards. You're gonna flip up the Reckless Swing, discard a card. It can be any 6 attack, and just deal 2 damage to them, which is phenomenal. Warriors and Brutes kind of have the same thing of winning with a defense reaction. Warriors have Steel Blade Shunt, which is a little more situational, and then Brutes have Reckless Swing, which is more broad. Here you have Wreck-A Romp, a 2 cost, blue pitch, 6 attack, with 3 defense that says as an additional cost you have to discard a card. It's for pitch. You can attack with it, but I guess what you could do is attack with it, discard Mark of the Beast, and turn off Blood's Debt. You could do that, but it's mainly for pitch. And to get 6 attack triggers, like go in your grave if you block with it, or Blood Rush, or not Blood Rush, Mark of the Beast. Here we have Hell from Beyond. When I started playing Shadow, I highly underestimated this card. I underestimated it, and I shouldn't have. Here's why. You can play this card from your Banish Zone. It's a 2 cost, 2 block Shadow action, red pitch. You can play it from your Banish Zone. The next attack action card you play gets +3 with Go Again and Blood Debt. It buffs your attacks. You can play it from Banish. You can get it out. Potentially help you get another 6 attack and just beat your opponent's face in. Next we have Soul Harvest. It's for pitch. You're never going to activate the ability off. It's a 6 attack, so you can get triggers off of it. It costs 6. It's bad. It's not great. Chain's rare specialization's way better. Doomsday is way better. It's for pitch. I'm not even going to bother reading the ability. If you want to go ahead and investigate this card, be my guest, but I'm not going to bother. Next we have a budget card in the deck, is Cadaver's Contraband. If you have a little bit more of a bigger budget than me, or just have the card laying around, this card you should probably sub out for a Command and Conquer, which I know is like, what, a $70 card right now? You know what, I'm just going to check the price. Give me a second. Yeah, I just checked. It's like a $60 to $70 card right now. But this is very budget. They're both 6 attacks. They're both red. They both cost 2. They essentially do the same thing. Well, they do different things, but Command and Conquer is better. But Cadaver's Contraband is a 2 cost, 2 block, 6 attack that says, if Cadaver's Contraband hits, you may put a non-attack from your graveyard on top of your deck, which is beautiful for recycling some Unworldly Bellows, or Blood Rush Bellows, or Convulsions, or Hell from Beyond. It's amazing. Next we have 2 Talisman and a Potion. Talisman of Recompense is a 0 cost generic action item. It says Go Again, but whenever you pitch a card, if you would gain exactly 1 resource, instead destroy it and gain 3. So what it basically says is, hey, your red cards are now blue cards. So if you play the Talisman and then go and pitch a red card, you pop the Talisman and you get 3 resources instead of 1. So it helps a lot with pitching and a bad hand. So this kind of helps you. It's a little bit of a safety net, so you don't have to crack Hope Merchant's Hood. Yeah, so there's that. A little, like, quarter card, like only costs like 25 cents or something. It's a very cheap card from Everfest. A lot of the cards in here are from Everfest, but a couple, but still was a good set in general. One of my favorite decks of all time. Not my favorite deck, but a deck I like a lot, Kaio. A lot of his cards are from Everfest. There's another high rolly deck, which I'll do a deck tech on soon. But here is Time Snap Potion. It's for pitch, but it's a 0 cost item that says action, destroy it, gain 2 action points. For bigger turns, it helps, but it's for pitch. It's mainly for pitch. Yeah, so that was my favorite deck that I have. Favorite hero of all time, favorite way to play. Big attacks, making you think a little bit, not just go big dumb swing Timmy. But yeah, it's beautiful. I wanted to do something a little more special for this deck. So before I leave, I want to say thank you guys for 30 subscribers. I tried doing a subscriber special all the way back at 5 subscribers, but didn't work out. Stuff happened. I went to 10, then upload fails, and 20, and I just kind of wanted to wait for the right moment, and now they're at 30. I want to do this. A face reveal. I want to do a face reveal. Hey, how's it going? This is me. Yeah, so I want to say thank you for the support, and there's more coming, and I hope to see you in the next one.